Can you feel the adrenaline pumping, 49ers faithful? Today, we're diving into 4 game-changing stories shaking up the 49ers training camp and setting the stage for an epic season. We've got a new face joining the squad, a heart-stopping moment on the field, drama in the receiving corps, and a comeback that'll give you chills. Are the Niners ready to rise above the chaos and reclaim their throne? You won't believe what's coming. So grab a seat, smash that like button, and let's jump into the action. What do you think's gonna happen next, faithful? Picture the intensity at 49ers training camp. Injuries are hitting the secondary hard, and out of nowhere, a new name sparks buzz among the faithful. Eli Apple, a seasoned cornerback and former first-round pick, just inked a 1-year deal with the Niners, per his agent Kevin Connor. That's right, the guy who's suited up for the Bengals, Dolphins, and Chargers is now rocking red and gold. But why this move now? Let's break it down. With Renardo Green sidelined by a hamstring injury until the preseason clash with the Raiders, the secondary needed a boost. At 29, Apple brings serious experience. 5 seasons with at least 10 starts, including 15 games each year with Cincinnati in 2021 and 2022. He faced 63 targets in 2023 with Miami, proving he can handle the heat. Here's the million-dollar question. Is Apple just a stopgap, or can he make a real impact? The faithful on X are split. Some see him as a savvy veteran, perfect for adding depth and mentoring the young guns. Others aren't sold, pointing out he's never been an all-pro and can get burned in coverage. Kyle Shanahan's keeping his cards close, but this feels like a depth play. With Green out, Charvarius Ward and Diamador Lenoir need backup. What if another injury hits? That's when the panic sets in. Apple could be the guy to hold it down in preseason, pushing the younger receivers to step up. Strategically, what's the ripple effect? If Apple shines, he might steal snaps in the regular season, especially if the secondary keeps taking hits. The big question is, can he handle Steve Wilks's defensive scheme? And while we're reeling from this, something even wilder went down at camp. Just when you thought training camp couldn't get crazier, a moment stops every 49ers fan in their tracks. Last Sunday, during an 11-on-11 drill, the third-string defense was battling the backup offense. Rookie running back Jordan James took the handoff, charging through a gap on the left side where tackle Isaac Alarcon absolutely flattened defensive lineman Taran Jackson with a pancake block. Teammates cheered for Alarcon's monster hit, but the mood shifted fast. Jackson didn't get up. Silence fell over the field. What happened? A terrifying scare nobody wants to see. Trainers rushed in, and every player took a knee as they worked on Jackson's neck. Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch stood by, offering words of encouragement. Jackson was carefully loaded onto a stretcher and carted off to Stanford Hospital for tests. Shanahan gave a sigh of relief post-practice. Jackson was conscious, talking, and moving all his limbs. Thank goodness the worst seems avoided, but more tests are needed to confirm the damage. The faithful on X are pouring out support while grappling with worry. How does this hit the Niners? Jackson's a third stringer, but injuries on the defensive line are a nightmare. Depth is already a concern, with Nick Bosa and Javon Hargrave carrying the load. If Jackson's out long-term, the rotation takes a hit and the starters face more pressure. Then there's the emotional toll. Shanahan said the team was shaken but pushed through after hearing Jackson was responsive. That's the 49ers grit, but it's a wake-up call. Will this scare rally the squad or throw them off? The big question. Do the Niners have the depth to weather these storms? And if that's got your heart racing, wait till you hear what's going down with the receivers. The 49ers training camp is a roller coaster, and now the wide receiver room is in full chaos mode. First, Ricky Pearsall went down with a hamstring injury. Then Jacob Cowing got hit with the same issue. Just when Pearsall made his return, another receiver took a fall. Jawan Jennings, the guy we love for his grit, got injured at the worst possible time. Why? Jennings is fighting for a contract extension, and instead of holding in like Brandon Ayuk did last year, he chose to grind with the team, showing loyalty. But fate wasn't kind. The injury struck right as padded practices kicked off when he needed to shine. The plan was for the Niners to lock in his extension early this week, but now they might wait for his recovery, or worse, reconsider entirely. That's the brutal business of the NFL. The faithful on X are fired up. Some are ride or die for Jennings, calling him a clutch playmaker with crisp roots and reliable hands. Others say he fumbled by not protecting himself like Ayuk did. Strategically, this is a gut punch. Without Jennings, the offense loses a key target for Brock Purdy, especially with Deebo Samuel gone and Ayuk sidelined. The receiver depth is hanging by a thread, and Kyle Shanahan needs answers fast. Will the Niners hit the market for another wideout, or lean on youngsters like Cowing if he's back? Time's ticking, and every practice practice without Jennings is a missed chance to prove his worth. The big question, will this injury cost him his future in San Francisco? But hold up, because there's a glimmer of hope that'll have the faithful buzzing. Now, faithful, brace yourself for a story that'll hit you right in the feels. Ricky Pearsall, our first-round pick from 2024, just got activated off the physically unable to perform list. After battling 2 hamstring injuries, a shoulder issue, and surviving a shooting during a robbery attempt in San Francisco last year, this guy's back. The timing couldn't be better, with Deebo Samuel traded to the Commanders and Brandon Ayuk out indefinitely with a knee injury. Pearsall's got a shot to be the hero the offense desperately needs. Last season, he showed flashes: 400 receiving yards on 31 catches, 3 touchdowns in 11 games. Now Brock Purdy needs a go-to guy, and Pearsall could be it. The faithful Onyx are losing it, hyping up that unreal one-handed grab he made against Charlotte in 2023 at Florida. This dude's got skills. He's bringing new energy to a team coming off a rough 6-11 season with no playoffs. Kyle Shanahan knows the passing game needs a spark, and Pearsall's college stats: 1,626 yards on 98 catches, averaging 20 yards a pop, scream big play potential. But here's the edge of your seat moment. Can he handle the pressure of being the guy with the season on the line? What if injuries creep back? The Niners are betting big on him, but it's a gamble. If Pearsall balls out, he could flip the script on this season and erase the sting of that Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs. And while we're hyped for this comeback, there's so much more to unpack about the Niners' future. Faithful, what a wild ride for our 49ers. Eli Apple's arrival has us wondering if he's the answer in the secondary. Taran Jackson's scary injury reminded us how fragile every play is. Jauan Jennings' setback stings, but Ricky Pearsall's return is the spark we've been craving. These moments prove this season's gonna be a fight, but the Niners have the heart to push through. So, what's your take? Will Pearsall step up as a star, or are these injuries too much to overcome? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep the faithful strong.